We are back at Busch Gardens Williamsburg today for Howl-O-Scream. We are doing the All Access Tour tonight. We are meeting up with them at 5, but at first we're trying to finish off reviewing food. And we know we're going to get more food with them because it's included with the tour, but right now we want to go get food at some of the other places that we haven't compared. Honestly, I want to be real with you, we don't like spending money here on food. We usually pack food and bring it for the family. The parking isn't that bad. And especially if you have one of the annual passes, it'll include preferred parking. So
parking
it's not
amazing if you have that.
Right, and so it's really easy to go back out to your car, access a cooler, and eat food. But we really want to be very thorough in our judgments about the food here. So we're going to go try different food just to make sure that we're not basing it on old experiences. Everything is very current, and we're giving them the benefit of the doubt. So we are on our way over to Tupper's Smokehouse, which is back in the New France area or Canada, kind of a vibe. And we are going to try some of that smoked foods. We'll see what else we can't get into. I know that we want to try drinks. I know we want to really investigate beer because we're like, it's Busch Gardens. And we haven't...
As an Anheuser-Busch. If you're curious at all, that's where it started.
We want to see what options are there. We really want to talk pricing, and we really want to share with you where we find those values. And that hopefully will allow you to go, so maybe I don't want to go to Florida. It's too stinking hot, or it's too busy, or it's too expensive. What is it like to come to Virginia? Maybe not as big of a destination, but it can save you some money and you can still have a good time.
I have hopes for this one because people have said this is the better of the options.
Yes.
So I have high hopes.
That's our hopes too. If I'm real, my hopes, I'm trying to have good, we're gonna be positive.
Yep.
All right, let's go get some grub. If you didn't see our previous vlog, we brought the kids in for Spooktacular, and we were highly disappointed because there were 11 stanchions back here if they were all manned, and they only give you a single piece of candy, and they're really small pieces of candy. They do have some stanchions open back there. Well, no, there's one missing. So unfortunately, this is definitely not something I would say because the bags were relatively expensive for what you got. There's 8 open today.
8 looks like potentially up to 9.
Well, when we were here before, we counted the possibility of 11, but there was only one stand opened up in the Sesame area. So we just didn't find it was worth it to spend $4 to get a bag that gave you 9 pieces of candy. And I'm saying an individual Starburst square, not even a double pack where you get 2 squares. Not worth it. Save your money. We talked to some other guests right at the outside of that trick-or-treat station, and we asked them if we can borrow a second of your time. We're just curious how you felt about the value. And they were like, it's fine, we're used to it. And we were like, oh, how much was the bag? And she said, oh, we reused a bag. And we thought that was interesting because we didn't know you could reuse a bag, so that is something. So if you come in and you already have a little reusable bag like that, you might be able to get away with it. That said, theirs was a Sesame related one, a Sesame Street related one, so maybe they let her because they could tell it like belonged to the park. Not sure, but she said they reused the bag, but she did say she's like, I think it sucks. And she literally pulled up the Starburst. They open the pack and break them apart and only give you one. I was like, it's literally what I had said about the Starburst just a second ago. So it's more food for thought, but it's not. What's sad is that we asked her how she felt about it, and she said, honestly, at this point, I'm used to it. And I was like, ooh.
That's not good.
That's what hurts. When someone heavy sizing goes, it's just what I have to deal with. So it's like, that's really sad. If you're like, I'm trying to give my kids, my family, whatever, an experience, that hurt. Now we're on to grub, I promise. When we talk to people about where they preferred to dine, because this is honestly the only location we have not been to,
correct,
they said this was the better of all the options that other people have tried. So we've done Fest House a couple times, we've been to Marco Polo a couple of times, including re-reviewing it last night where we were here. Went to Tupper's Smokehouse, and it's interesting, there was a massive line to get into the main building that gives you some roasted chicken and salads, potatoes, mac and cheese, cornbread, desserts, those kinds of things. So if you want all those sides in with your proteins, then that might be a longer wait. Today, there was a massive line there, but if you continue on through New France, there's a spot where they're actually grilling the turkey legs and the ribs and some grilled corn, there was like no wait there.
Not at all. There wasn't.
And you could get the same beer we've seen at most places. You could get bottled drinks. The ribs came with a bag of Lay's potato chips, and this isn't like a little one you get in the box that you
that's
order.
a decent one. That's a half bag.
This is like, you know, you went into 7-Eleven or Buc-ee's or Wawa and you got yourself a bag of chips. It's about that size.
Yep.
So that's pretty decent size. She said that because we got one turkey leg that was smaller, that she gave us 2.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I'm not going to look a gift turkey leg in the mouth either.
Thank you. I will take it. Besides, we generally try to stick to personally more of a keto diet anyway, so this actually fits more in line with what we try to eat, is more like proteins, healthy fats, and vegetables. So let's dive in. Accept the beer.
And for that, here's to a new test.
So let's see.
Now, if you saw last night's video, you've already tried this. This is that Mango Crush. Mango Cart. It's not bad. It's a mangoey wheat beer.
It has a decent amount of flavor. It's not too tart. It's not too sweet.
Yep.
It is not too heavy. So it's really a good crowd pleaser. And it's something that probably anyone really would like and enjoy, especially on warmer days. So, all right.
I'm going to taste
Just the sauce. That's actually not bad.
No.
It's not overly sweet. It still has a good vinegar to it, and there's a small bite of pepper, so it's not like if you're pepper adverse or spice adverse, it's going to be just enough of something to give you oomph to your sauce, but it's not terrible. You know what I mean? It's a crowd pleaser, but to me it's a good crowd pleaser because it's not overly sweet. I don't like an overly sweet barbecue sauce.
That's like a 12 on a barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's a good 12. Yeah.
Where do you want to start? Ribs? Because they're my favorite.
Sure. At a glance.
They are over-sauced.
Thank you.
I like mine glazed. I don't like mine dripping. But that said, they did say it was St. Louis style ribs. St. Louis style ribs are juicy.
And they're heavily sauced. So that makes sense.
So they fit what they broadcasted as.
All right, I'm gonna take this one here on the top.
I got it. I want to meet yours.
What's the temp on yours?
My finger, easily holdable, so probably
Is
120.
I would say, because this feels actually like, this doesn't even feel really body temperature to me.
No, it's slightly more, not by a lot.
Mine feels cold though to the fingertip.
So that's a problem.
Not bad.
Ribs are my thing. I make ribs. I love ribs. Like my holy grail. I know a lot of people like brisket. Ribs are my thing. Specifically pork ribs. So if you can't have pork for religious reasons or any other reasons, I'm very sorry, because this is what I eat. But I'm not going to say what I feel about this, because I'm very picky about it. I don't know what you think.
I actually schlepped a lot of the sauce off mine. It's on my plate next to the turkey legs because it was so, all I could taste the sauce, and I wanted to actually, one, I don't like a whole lot of sauce, but two, I wanted to try the meat. I wanted to know what the meat tastes like. It's not bad. It's dry for sure, and I don't like that it's borderline cold. It's cool. It's barely lukewarm. I will say that that's been consistent of the food that we've had here though, regardless of location. It has been pretty consistently like barely warm, which is a problem for me. And the sauce. She was nice. They were nice.
How does that roll for ribs?
A 10. I think that it barely meets expectations of what people generally consider having a barbecue rib. And?
I'm going to disagree. I'm actually going to call that a 13.
Wait, really? Maybe you had a better one than I did.
Try another one. The reason it's a 13 to me, I have had worse ribs at a restaurant. It's a clean bite, comes off the bone nicely. It had a little bit of smoke ring once you got past the sauce, probably hickory, and could have done with a little bit being a little warmer, admittedly. But I really honestly think that for a St. Louis style rib, which is meant to be overly sauced, it was still juicy. On the inside, the meat itself was still juicy. I think that I've had worse at a restaurant. And if I'm going to so far have anything at this park, I will have that again. That said, it's expensive. You get 5 ribs, which isn't quite a half a rack, for $27.
That hurts.
That's expensive.
That hurts. So mine was like, I grabbed it and it was cold.
Yeah.
And mine was dry. So we could have just had different pieces. If yours was one that was in there and kept in a different spot, maybe nestled in between other pieces, it might have been warmer and juicier. Mine could have been on the outside, more exposed, therefore cooler, and the temps come down, everything starts to tighten back up again. So here's the thing I'm going to say right now. We try to be very logical, and what possible reason could there be for Y and Z when it comes to our reviews, because we want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Hence maybe his rib was buried and therefore retained the juices better than mine and also retained the heat
They
better.
were pre-cut and in a pan full of sauce, so that is entirely possible.
Right, that's true. Well, and I did have footage of that, but so that's my only thought is maybe that. There is also personal taste. maybe my taste on things is like, no, that feels dry. And his taste is like, that doesn't seem dry to me. So we make allowances for those kinds of things. We try to understand there could be this or this so that we're not giving an unfair or overly inflated review of something. I will say the turkey leg's not bad.
You're already picking it. I was waiting
Here.
for you to
It's juicy.
That's got a good smoke on it
Moist.
too. That's clearly
Smoky.
decently smoked. You can see, even though it's a dark meat because it's the leg, you can see
And it's good without
the
the
depth
barbecue
of
sauce.
flavor to that. I don't know if you can see that,
It has a good smoke ring.
but that's actually pretty good.
I would try it without it. I don't know. It'll be good for for more flavor, but
Definitely hickory.
not bad at all. And I never get turkey legs. You can ask him. I never get turkey legs. I'm just like, why? Some people love them.
$17. It is your standard and typical giant turkey leg, right?
Yep.
Sorry, I wanted people to see the size in comparison to like a ham. You can get it fairs and everything else. Again, that's not bad.
I would definitely roll that a 13 or even a 14 because just by comparison, but it's definitely a solid turkey leg. And that's going to
From
be
like
a
a
good...
6 foot tall turkey, of course, because I don't know where they get turkeys this big. But hey, yo, GMOs, come on. That's not bad at all. I would, again, if I would, okay, so.
This is why people are saying you come over here because
Yep.
at least it tastes better.
Yep.
Because the chicken in Das Fest House, and we may or may not have it again tonight with our tour, it has always been dry, not really any flavor,
Yep.
borderline lukewarm, not cool at all.
That's not bad.
Uh-huh.
I'm quite pleased with that. Let's try the corn real quick.
So
Trash
it
can
is
dining.
husk on. They did ask if we want a Parmesan cheese. We said sure, why not? So let's get that.
Sort of gives it a more of a Mexican feel, right? You get that kind of concept of the nuttiness.
And it's not like a super salty Parmesan, so it adds more of the nutty, not the salt.
It looks like the Parmesan you get for a.
It's a decent ear of corn.
It's not drenched in butter.
Mm-mm.
It feels like there's just a well grilled chunk of corn. That's not bad. I will say,
And it's not dry.
overall, that at least the location that's the little side location that had no line, that actually had the ribs and the turkey legs. This has redeemed food slightly for them. They have a spot where they're doing it right. This is pretty good.
We have said food-wise it ranks like an 8 in general at the park.
Yep.
Again, so we roll on a D20. Or well, not we roll. Things for us, our rating system is on a D20. And if you are not familiar with D&D, a D20 is your primary dice you use whenever you want to try to make an attack on somebody or try to succeed or fail or take any kind of action. You roll that dice. And a 10 is like you met the baseline expectation. Anything below or above is varying degrees of successes or failures. So for us, we're usually like, what did the turkey leg roll? What did the beer roll? Because how successful was it? Or how much did it fail? Or how much did it let us down? In general, we've rated the park for food is an 8.
That's under
So under average. But the prices are very inconsistent with competing theme parks, if that makes sense. Because this is what I am comparing it to. So when we say that this kind of helps lift that a bit, I would say maybe if it wasn't an 8, it brought it to an 8 or a 9. I think personally that if your park is going to meet expectations, you have something decent at all of your stands, where somebody feels like it's an inflated price, but it's not bad. It's park food, but we don't even feel like we get that at most locations. This is good.
Price point on ribs feels high.
Oh yeah,
It's
for
ribs.
sure.
Go to a restaurant. Half rack of ribs is not cheap.
Nope, it's not.
You're getting a half rack of ribs, and then you're adding price points on top. Not bad, but not cheap. I honestly feel, again, watch our last video where one of the things we ate got a 2.
Oh my gosh, I almost spat
And
it out.
would have had a 1, and in her case was a 1, and then something that tumbled into the cat litter. Watch the other video to see how that one went.
Let's just say I rolled it. It rolled very poorly in my opinion.
It's rolled
Poorly. Indiana Jones, anybody?
Yeah, right. So definitely this is on a different scale for that. This is much better. But we're gonna, I think, finish this. I don't think they need to watch us stuff our gobs, and we'll go on from there.
Okay.
Round 2.
We have popped into
Beer.
Das Fest House. I know, big surprise, for more beer. There is a craft beer room back here, and at least that's how it's marketed. And we've been curious about this. We've looked at it before, but we've never really made the time to come back here.
It's a little hidden too.
It feels very hidden.
Yeah.
You have to walk to the very back of the space to come find it. I feel like they need to have some sandwich boards out there at the bare minimum to say, hey guys, there's so many, well there's, how many are on that tap? If you want to count how many are there,
Sure.
The thing is that like when you go out to the main kiosks where you can buy anything, there's 4 beer, there's some cocktails because of Howl-O-Scream, and that's about it. There's just not a whole lot of choices, and everywhere you go it's the same few things that are generally speaking crowd pleasers. You come in here and there's how many?
30-ish.
Even if it was 25, even if it's,
No, it's more than
20,
it's like
the fact
29
that
to
there's
30.
more, right, it's much better. So there's much more as far as options. There's so many choices. I have to say what I love is that looking at that list, I would say from the glance I took at it, I would say 60% at minimum, if not 70, were Virginia beers.
Yes.
They're all, the majority of them are local. So it's like, I see one that's Minnesota, but it's like Hampton, Virginia, Williamsburg, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, Charlottesville,
truly
Virginia,
craft beers.
Crozet, Virginia.
Yeah.
So craft beer that's local, which is actually something we've complained about in the past. We're like, I'm glad you have some things, but like, you could have so much more. There is so much alcohol in Virginia. There are no, I think there are.
Everywhere now, but yes.
It's not just beer, because you go somewhere and it's like their emphasis is beer. There's a lot of wine here, there's a lot of distilleries here, there's a lot of beer here, and I know that distilleries and beer are a growing thing that are happening in a lot of other cities. I feel like there's a lot of stuff here, and I think it's because of the climate that we can have a little bit more varied options in wine. Anyway, coming back to beer, I'm so glad that the bulk of what was there is local craft beer, because then you're supporting the local crafters. That's just that's a business win-win. You're promoting them and you're giving people good beer.
I would also say one of the things I appreciate about this compared to the one at Grogan's, this is broken down by type of beer.
Yes.
Grogan's is just a list.
Yeah.
And there's a red ale over here, a sour over there, another sour somewhere over here, IPAs scattered about, right? This says IPAs. It says other ales. It says Belgians. It breaks it down by
Wheat,
list,
cider,
which makes
sour.
it so much easier to find what you like. IPAs are still hot. They're still the thing. There's more IPAs and everything else. That's fine. But it's a list.
Very true.
And then you do the next list. I greatly appreciate it. We also learned something new here is that here at least, and in talking to the folks, they may have taken it away from other Busch Garden locations, but here at least, they have a pint club. You can spend, it goes from January to December, so we're not going to pay for it now.
We probably won't pay for it next year either.
Behind the scenes, obviously, Halloween. I'm not going to be silly. It's January, December. It's $120, or at least it is this year. You get a stein.
It's nice.
And every time you get a card, and every time you buy beer here, or at Grogan's, you can show your card. If it's here, you get it in your stein. If it's Grogan's, you can get it in a pint, but you get half-price pours. So instead, you get the cost of a 7-ounce pour, and you get a full pint.
There were 2 people talking to us, a woman and a man, and just to specify whom we're talking to, the woman was very honest and was like, it honestly might not be worth it now, because literally next week is Halloween. Today is Saturday and next Thursday is Halloween. So there's not many, unless you're super local and you're going to come back here 20 times before December 31st. Or get 20 pours, which even if we shared a cup, we'd still have to work to get to that. It's not going to be worth it. And I get the 20 pours because the gentleman next to her specifically was like, yeah, I did the math on it, and it's like about 20 pours on average that you need for not even to make out on it, but to recoup the investment.
That would then give you the glass or the stein
Yes.
as your bonus.
Yeah, he says, and then you could take the sign home, it's yours to keep, which I think like really awesome.
That's cool.
And it's a nice looking stein. So it's a nice little spot. It's quieter. Doss Fest House is normally very loud because it is a fest house. It is a hall. It is a dining
Large
hall,
open hall.
but in an enclosed space. So just everything echoes and it can get very loud. They have shows that take place every so often, and that's fun. It's a nice bit of entertainment while you eat, while you drink, and hang out and kind of off your feet for a little bit. That can also just be a lot of extra stimulation. So even though that entertainment space is literally like right here outside of these doors, you can at least come in here and it might be muffled a little bit and it's a smaller space. There's these stool high tops that we're sitting at in chairs. The chairs are wooden, they're more flat, so you're not getting any of like concern about something digging into your legs really. There's tables, there's a couch, there's some armchairs, there's a bar. So it's a lot of seating. It's probably, 30 people max, maybe?
Maybe 20 to 30.
It's a nice little pulled away space to enjoy some beer and just kind of away from things. So
Agreed.
we are going to consume our chosen beverages. This is the Momag Sunset.
Yep. And this is the Bell's Amber Ale. It's red, as you can see. So that's one of my favorites. Hopefully it's not too terribly hoppy, but
Cheers. Yes. Ooh, that is a sour.
much less hoppier than the other one that I had
Brown or an
yesterday.
ale?
It's still an ale, but it's ever so slightly, it's just slightly hopped as opposed to being heavily
Okay.
hopped. Actually quite tasty. I like
Do you
it.
want to switch? So here's the difference in pours. These are actually both a similar price. The reason why mine is a much smaller pour is because it's an 8% by ABV versus, what is this, like 6 or 6? So if it's a higher...
5 point something.
Right. And most places, whether it's here or it's a restaurant you go to, if you get something that has a higher ABV, it's usually going to be a smaller pour because they do have to...
Limit what you're getting.
Yes, they have to control. You know,
Tool.
I like this better than the other one, but yes, it still has that kind of grapefruity, tart kind of pith finish on it.
Yep.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's
Better
better
than
than the other one. We don't hate IPAs.
They're just not my first beer
It's,
to go to.
yeah, it's like our last. We like a double IPA or a triple, but that's because that pithy, like grapefruit rind flavor is less on those. So these tend to be our picks. I like reds. We both like reds. We like browns, like sours, gozas.
That's like a 12 or a 13. I'd roll that at 13.
Cool beans. I would roll this. Yeah, 12 or 13.
It's a good sour.
It's a good decent
it's a good red ale. This is good beer. I like the location.
Yeah. Location is definitely like, this is good,
The things you find when you go hunting.
but you shouldn't have to go hunting. That's the unfortunate part. All right. Cheers to beer. We'll see you in a bit.
I really feel like they should do this little thing up like a coffin and play like it's additional seating, but for the dead.
We have checked in for our tour here, the All Access Tour at Busch Gardens for Howl-O-Scream. They give us this really groovy light up skull that also pushes out some awesome steam. So we're excited to see what that looks like at night.
Yeah.
That'll be some really fun ambiance. We're waiting to get started. We've checked in. We're hanging out here until our tour officially starts at 5. This is going to give us front of the house access for all of the houses.
Yep.
It's going to take us through all the TerrorTories. We're going to see, as far as I know, all the shows, but we will give you the lowdown throughout the night, and at the end of the night we'll give, of course, a roll to see how well we think this does, whether it succeeds or fails or just meets expectations. But we look forward to sharing the whole experience with you and definitely our final review at the end.
Yes,
Do
indeed.
you have anything that you're looking forward to?
I'm curious to see how much more the lines are.
I hate
She hates
bubbles.
bubble ones.
Sorry.
If you don't think it's a thing, watch the other videos. It's a thing. Anyway, I digress. No, I'm looking forward to actually to see the value of it. Is the lines more on a Saturday? It's a lot busier during the day
Yeah.
than it was last night. So I'm curious to see if it stays that way. I'm also curious.
Definitely busier today than yesterday.
I'm also curious to see Monster Stomp. We saw that
Yes.
a couple of years ago. We thought it was amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing that one again.
Okay, cool. I would agree with Monster Stomp. I was hoping to take Aaron to it last night because I don't think you guys saw that when you guys came a couple years ago. So I thought that would have been fun. It is what it is. We had a good time last night, and I'm looking forward to actually experiencing everything that there is here at Howl-O-Scream. And something to take note of, Howl-O-Scream is included with your daytime ticket. It's
Yes.
not a separately purchased event. You can add on Quick Queue for Howl-O-Scream, which is a
Specifically for
separate
the
thing.
houses.
That's specifically for the houses, or you can have a house and attraction option that includes the coasters that are running. So that is in there. That was looking like on average between $100 and $150 a night.
Yep.
I think it's gonna definitely get me more expensive on like Saturday night, and of course the closer you get to the event. We paid right about $230 after our 20% off discount was applied. So it'll be interesting to see the value for it. We'll definitely try to keep in mind that we did have 20% off in there, but we really want to see, is it worth that access and that time to be able to see everything, and
Agreed.
really was it worth that value?
Agreed. Much denser population.
Oh, for sure, than last night. We're saying it's just now 6 o'clock, but even when we came in yesterday and we were walking through here, it was right after 6. I think it was 6:30 when we came in, and it was really quiet. So much denser tonight, a lot more people, a lot busier. The show was good. It was definitely fun. I'd say it rolls a solid 15. It's a very solid show.
No, I agree. That's definitely I would go a 14 on it.
Okay.
It's fun. It's high energy. There are other places that have better shows that I'm sure she would agree with. But this was good. It's fun to do, and
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
honestly, you should not. If you're coming here for Halloween, don't miss that show. Make sure that show is a high mark.
It's really good. It's worth it. I'd say the only thing, and we were talking about this while we were waiting for the show to start, that we're kind of bummed about is we met up at 5. We left the spot at 5, walked maybe 20 feet to go into the theater, and then just sat there. We sat there for like 25 minutes. We could have been told what to expect from the evening. We could have been told something about the England area or like the history of this event or what's like there could have been some kind of conversation. Sadly, they just kept to themselves and talked amongst themselves. That to me is kind of a bummer. Again, it feels like a missed opportunity where you could be engaging with your guests and helping them to really feel like they're getting
Value.
their value.
And it's a
out
free way of getting value.
Yeah.
You already have the person there. You already have the captive audience. You could be providing.
I know.
They do for Universal.
I know.
They give you an earpiece. You listen to the guy as he talks or the girl as he.
Not for an RAP tour, which is kind of what I'm comparing this to.
Okay.
They don't, but that said, like, you do have conversation. They talk to you beforehand, and regardless of location or where you're at, it was almost 30 minutes of just like dead time.
Yep.
And when you invest in something that's extra, you want to feel like you're getting that value. But the other thing too is like you could be developing relationships, connecting with your guests. People remember that. That's what they come back and keep reinvesting in. So we are on to our next location. I don't know if we're hitting a house. Thank you. We're going to Lost Mines.
Kind of figured based on the direction we were going.
Well, I wasn't sure we're going to hit here or go
Good,
upward.
good to have the conversation.
So that's what we're doing. That's where we're heading, Lost Mines, and hopefully, maybe there's more activity than last night.
I hope so.
That'd be cool. Ooh, into the mines.
It's okay.
Hello. There's this really cute girl behind me. She can't be more than like 10. She's adorable. She's doing so well.
Well, they need Ocean.
Can you turn that off for me? Can you turn that off?
I love hearing people scream.
I know, right?
It makes me happy. Oh, I forgot about it.
Watch me go in the mouth.
I don't, yeah. Well, there's other food.
Wasn't it in other places though? Maybe that's their like secret thing.
I don't know.
I guess markets are always turning into a haunted house. You look great.
I love him so much. You're the best! We talked about him last night because he just like, he ran through the whole zone. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just trying to get anybody he could and smiling and having fun. Like he was owning it.
You guys have fun. Try not to die.
I'll try not to, but I heard there's really good gumbo.
Yeah, we have gumbo in there. You want some? We got chicken, we got seafood, we got it
It's one of their favorite spots. It's right near the door. So when you go through the door, watch for it. Right. Hot dog! Hot dog!
Come back!
You been hiding spots for them. And they're gonna jump. We have lots of them. Once they're moving just a little bit.
Thank you.
I see somebody jump. These are good spots for people to hide too.
You're giving it all away. He's over here giving this really sweet little girl who's on our tour with us like all these details. Look around here, this is where they're going to be, and one might be here, but then be careful because there might be one over here. And he's just like carrying on and on. It's so cute. I know, and they're like hanging out like pals. It's really cute. She's so cute. I looked at Duke and I was like, I've been replaced. Oh, I'm sorry.
So those extra squares are spots that you can swing over real fast and get the jump. I like the way this is that corner.
I'll be back.
We came through at night, they glow in the dark.
Yeah.
So cool.
I like that I can see more of these little details of like, look at this. That is so cool. I want to make one for my house. Okay.
This is not Costco.
Hi. There's.
Ready to die!
Oh, someone just
So
got got.
funny!
Perfect.
Back and I have a soul to breathe.
So far, I feel like it's much better vibes tonight.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like a night and day difference almost. So that's interesting.
it's also a busier night, so it's almost like the characters are feeding off of people, and they're already, most of them are really good.
Yeah.
It's like they're feeding off that extra vibe, and I love it.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Statues are so good. Wonderful. Marvelous though.
I don't.
Crazy!
Yeah. Take care, guys. That was so awesome. I do, don't I?
Yes, she does. Medusa looks so good.
Had a lot of fun with Backwater Bayou. Now we are on our way over to Skeletones.
Dracula and his son. Out from his coffin, Drac's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. You'll never lie, 'cause this is thriller.
It's kind of cool. Everything is so dark over there. So riding the attractions through those woods would definitely be creepier.
We just got done watching Phantoms. Oh my gosh.
The Phantom show at the festival. Love her.
The thing is that I'm honestly kind of distracted because we're thinking about everything that kind of happened. So we were walking over, we came into Dawson's house, and then it was like a situation and a half to get us through food. It appeared on our end, and we could be very wrong. It appeared on our end there was a lot of miscoordination between just whoever takes care of the tours and who coordinates with the food service side, right? Because basically there was this massive line. It's still a pretty decent line, but a massive line to get in and get food through the front. And in order to try to bypass that, one of the tour guides was like, hey, in the past you've done this thing where someone at the end of that U-shaped funnel to grab the food would help those people and get them what they needed so that we weren't cutting off the line. We got a designated person from that buffet counter to help this particular group so that the main line can still flow and we're not interrupting it, but the tour's timeline is not being hindered either.
Right.
He was trying so hard. He was racing around, he's trying to coordinate.
Even the people in the long line were actually really understanding of a
Like some people would have been like, I think we need to be on this line, and we're like, no, they're handling it.
They put us over here.
But it took probably a good
30 minutes.
I would say almost 30 minutes to actually get it all taken care of. Because they have like vouchers. Our logical assessment would assume that entertainment tours needs to coordinate with food service because food service still needs to allocate some inventory for it.
Right.
And they need to see where that expenditure was gone.
Right.
That said, there's a voucher, so something that you get this allotment that is transferred to another department via this little ticket so that you can see how much is being spent through what avenue within your business. It was a whole thing. It felt very uncoordinated, misguided, so much lack of communication. The food service people were very unhappy with how that flowed. They were not good with it.
I will say by the time I got through to the end, the ladies had sort of accepted it and had a little bit more grace left. sounded like they were really frustrated at the beginning because people were like, oh my god, they're not happy.
Yeah, they were like,
But by the time
fearful.
I got there, they were like, oh, we got it, what do you need? No problem. And they were
Maybe because people were
very-
being nice and it helped. Like, I
that
don't
might have
know.
helped. It seemed like they were being pretty gracious at the end. So.
That's good. People were coming off the Brenner group and they were like, it's not
Yeah.
good. So anyway, it was a whole thing, and honestly, it felt like one individual in particular of this trio was hustling, trying to figure it out and trying to get it sorted. But anyway, we all got through. We even like managed to get done just in time for the show to start. We're all cool. We have a few minutes to still wrap up, even though we're pretty good. So it's been an interesting experience, and it feels vastly different. But again, I think we said this at the beginning, but just in case we didn't, the last time we did this, it was at the end of COVID. It was Howl-O-Scream 2021, so it's been 3 years, and this seems like a hoopla compared to when we went through before. Anyway, do you have any? I know I drove hard. Did you have anything you want to add to everything?
No, I added my bits in the middle of that. I will say that for the most part, food is about the same as it was then. Not terribly impressive back here. It really isn't. You get some things that are fine, some things that are really under seasoned. The chicken is super dry.
I didn't take.
Any video of it?
I didn't record, so the show had started, so I was like, you can't record anything right now, it would be disruptive because we made light.
I got the desserts.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. What we grabbed was the German platter, which had roasted chicken, 2 of the sausages, sauerkraut, and a red cabbage, and the potato salad. And then, so we could do our best to try the bulk of the things that were there. I got the sausage platter, which basically gave us the same things, minus chicken, but add one kind of sausage. The German platter also had corned beef on it. So we were sitting here during the show, miming, what do you think? And I was like, oh, I think this rolls like a 10 or a So, what did you think about the platter?
Yeah, 9 overall, maybe.
So just shy of meeting
Yeah.
expectations.
What did you think of yours?
Probably an 8, just because it's one of the sausages was actually warm, the other 2 were lukewarm. Again, the potatoes are not to my personal taste.
They are a German potato salad, so they're not the creamy American style that
Yeah.
most people know of when they think potato salad. This isn't what you find in the backyard. Potato where the mayo is going bad.
This is gonna be like vinegary and herby. What's that? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We'll try to wrap up real quick. So the potatoes are not to my liking, but they at least were warm. Honestly, I didn't try the cabbage or the sauerkraut.
The cabbage was quite. The flavor would be really good.
We actually brought a whole bunch of salt and pepper packets. We didn't touch them. Oh, you did. Cool.
Didn't help.
The chicken in some spots was moist, and then the rest of it was hyper dry, which is what we had before. The desserts weren't bad. The chocolate cake is a massive freaking slice.
That video, it's
Huge.
That thing is easily 4 inches tall.
And it's like a whipped cream frosting, which I prefer personally.
Not super sweet.
It's actually nice without being overloaded.
I would rate that for the price that you cost.
For sure.
Like $10.
10 or 11?
The amount and the taste, that is 14. It's really good.
I was gonna say like a 12 because I think it's good above average. I don't think it's amazing. The cheesecake was really soft, so I would give it an 8.
Probably give it a 9.
Okay. That's how we feel about Dust Fest. How it's food in the experience. We're going to get running. We are going to head off to, I believe we said we're going to Clown Town.
Downtown.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
That section is so weird because it's like 2 giant inflatable bouncy house bottoms that you have to like push yourself through. But I get it. It's like you're going down the belly of this clown.
So some more clowns, baby.
I love this clown up here. Look at.
Gorgeous fortune teller is here.
Hey, you want to ride? You want to play?
Sure.
You gotta pay. No, it costs an arm and a leg. If I were to take that to the clown college, they'll say that's unacceptable maintenance. I'm so sorry.
Where you shying away from it, don't bite.
I hate that you can't I know you can't.
That's not right.
I was trying to catch it.
Still isn't popping.
Nope. Just watch this one. This is the one that. Yes! I got
Sure.
Did you see that? I got
You got got.
I got good. It's been a hot minute since I got and I got good. That was awesome. Yeah. Still not my favorite house, but man. Oh, hello.
Welcome to Monster Manor.
Hello. Oh, that's a twofer. She's looking, it's so good.
The whole section.
I know, it's quiet. how they're interacting with her. It's so cute. I love you guys.
How much?
You guys are the best.
I'll bring you a drink.
So good.
We're all good.
I hope so. The protagonist has just risen from the ashes and done the collective montage of I'm getting my badassery self together. Snow White is in her coffin.
You look so good. That's a big spider though.
She was right there. I wonder if she's like on a break or something. But yeah.
Probably cycle through.
Oh, there she is. Little Miss Muppet.
Go for the way.
I haven't seen anybody. Do not listen.
He eats his friends. He's gonna eat all of you. He's gonna eat you.
Do not listen to her.
Hey, where's my candy?
I already gave you candy.
I needed more!
I already gave you one.
Poor Hansel. He just needs his candy. Cute. I'm glad that they're all interacting so much.
Ended up opening up for our 25th anniversary and was unleashed
Oh.
in France.
Oh. Who is this delightful specimen? She wasn't here last night. Yeah. So you said the Viking, who else? I'm sorry, I was trying to listen to you.
One of the guys from Meat Market is over here.
Okay.
And
Okay. I think we saw.
She's from the French Revolution. I just can't remember where she's from. I'm so sorry. But the skeleton from when we did Skeletons in the 2010s.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is this a group?
It's a group, yeah.
Hi, group.
Would you like to join our group?
Yes, I
Come
would.
party with us! Yay! It's a revolution!
Where are we going?
We're going towards Killarney.
Oh, I don't like that.
That was nice of him. See, that's the kind of detail that I appreciate getting. You know, sharing things like I had no idea that the whole point of France was to celebrate the past 25 years. So there's icons from the past, well, they call them headliners, from the past 25 years. So those are things that I really appreciate, but I know that this is coming from a theme park nerd who loves the history of it and the background of it. So I really appreciate that information from him, and he's been absolutely awesome. So I don't know if he'll ever see this, but Howard, you have been really, really great this tour. She got someone good, huh? That hasn't been on the whole time. Yeah. Love us so I don't have to dream alone. Don't know how. that was good for you, man. That was awesome. Oh wow. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, the future is. She's so freaking cute.
Theme park show in America, as voted on by the readers of USA Today for 7 years in a row. Give it up for Celtic Fire! Wait a minute, sorry, stop. That is not right. I should have looked at the clipboard and I...
Yeah, right.
Welcome to the set of Fiends the Fre-quel! Thank you so much for that. Now, Dr. Frankenstein is just moments away from starting his cinematic debut, and you should feel super privileged that he's letting you in to see it. Unless, of course, you brought children. In which case, what is wrong with you? Yeah, that will be fun. Okay, that will be cool. There will be half-naked gyration and suggestive language. But my show's name out your filthy mouth!
Oh, so we didn't check in before. The last thing we did is we went in to go see Fiends the Fre-quel. And yeah, well, I think it's called Fiends the Fre-quel.
Yep.
And it's honestly, I'm gonna tell you what. So it's the only thing we haven't been allowed to film.
Yep.
It was my favorite show
By far.
of the things that we've seen. Some sexy dancing, but it's not like there's gyrating, but it's like it's also like it's meant like in silliness
There's
and
a lot
fun.
of comedy involved.
And there's it's very, very comedic.
It's sexual comedy. It's very much so designed to be for adults. So there's a lot of sexual theming to that, and
sure.
you know, there's some dirtiness to it. Very amusing.
Oh my gosh, hilarious.
It's not just dirty. It's like, all right, that's funny.
I will tell you right now, it's very demure, very mindful, very demure. All right, so
That was
really
a line.
like, yeah. Well, he doesn't follow social media, so he doesn't know about that. But if you are at all in social media, you know that was a very popular audio. So like that went around, they made fun of. It was like a very, very like modern, like as in right now, like of the age, like it was
2024.
It was
Late
very like late
2024.
24 pop culture, like news references. So definitely really good. I wish we could have filmed like segments of it so that you could get an idea, because that for me was just, that was so good.
That was a 17.
so good.
I rolled out a 17.
So here's the thing. I really like it. I roll it like a 16. I don't think it was bad. I think it was like fairly above average, because if 10 is average and 20 is like you knocked out of the damn park, to me it was right there smack dab in between the two. I'm glad you loved it so much.
Half dozen, half naked.
I mean, they had like the cute little like nurses outfits with the pink bikinis. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, great show. We went through Killarney Diner.
And the legally different from Blade.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Like,
that was really
comedy
funny.
like that.
Yeah, he walked down and he was like, so Blade, and he goes, no, legally different. Like, what do you say, legally?
Differentiated. From.
Legally differentiated. Yeah, it was so funny. Anyway, it's been a great night. I've had fun.
It's been a good
It's
night.
been nice having just like some adult time. I mean, we had a great time with Aaron last night, and that's nice because we don't get the time with Aaron really, but it's also nice to just have us.
Yeah, I agree.
I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope that you will hang out some more by subscribing. Like us if you found us entertaining to hang out with, or if you found any of this information helpful.
Yes.
We go to theme parks regularly. We have a cruise coming up. So definitely stay tuned, and we hope to see you around.
If you didn't find us interesting or fun, why are you still here?
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
So,
Because it's a train wreck.
that could be accurate.
Cheers, guys.